Hi and welcome to a new episode of Apex Race. In this episode I would like to show you this new VW ID3 full electric car. I will show you a little bit of the outside of the car, the interior, and then we will do a quick test drive. So have fun and enjoy. And if you like the video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. From the overall appearance of the ID3, I would say it should be the electric version of the Golf, like the future. We have a little bit of round edges in the front, also like an edge here, but overall it's very boxy and bulky in my opinion. Maybe because the battery, of course, it's below here, so the entrance to the car is a little bit higher, what is like nice, especially for older persons, but overall I think it lifts up the ID3 a little bit, and that gives a bulky design paired with a not very big width of the car. I would say only round edgy part of the ID3 is the front, and I have to say with this front lights and with the nose without any grille, for me it looks a little bit like cute, funny. What is special for me about the design in the front is this hood with a double layer. First layer and then the second layer is that on top. So I think it has to do something with design reasons. But overall, very short hood, because of course the battery is down below, the engine is very tiny. The most controversial part of the ID3, the back, I have to say, we have here a lot of round edges and a very tiny back window, which is difficult for the driver to see something in the back. Personally, I would make this back window a little bit bigger so you can see a little bit more, or remove this spoiler. I mean, this car drives only 160 kilometers per hour. It don't need so much downforce that we need this spoiler here. Then the tail lights, I think that's one of the most designed parts. And then we have this ID3 badge and the white VW badge. So overall, from the design perspective, I like the back very much, but through this tiny window it's difficult to see something in the back. So let's take a quick look under the hood of the ID3. I mean, we will not see so much, but I would like to show you something special. And actually it's not the engine itself, it's this weld spots on the top of the hood. And I mean, come on VW, I mean, what is that? I mean, this is like a pricey car and you have something like that in the top of the hood. So I don't understand that. The tail lights are here a little bit shapen, and then you open this hood. It looks a little bit weird because you have this hole in the back. Trunk itself, it's quite deep, it's quite big. We can flip also the back seats. We can lift that here a little bit up, but the battery is down below, so we will not gain very much space. We have no spare tire. We have hooks. We can attach things. We have a 12-volt access, but besides that, no practical stuff, so that we are missing here. So I would say, let's check out the interior of the ID3. So inside in the ID3, the first impression you get is it's roomy. You have a lot of room, but it's also very minimalistic and very basic. And we have only the wheel, we have a small display in the front, we have a bigger display in the middle, and then we have really nothing, a small climate control, but that's it. The materials, we have fabric seats, nothing really special, and we have plastic, overall hard plastic, a little softened with, I would say, rubber, but besides that, nothing really big. I mean, I think the engineers of VW wanted to save weight, so it will not consume so much energy. Let's start on the left side, and we have what is a little bit funny. We have power windows, but we have not 4 buttons for the power windows. We have only, let's say, 3 buttons. We have for the driver 1 button and for the passenger, and then we have another button which we can activate and then steer the back power windows with that. 1 button saved. Then we have our power mirrors, which were also heated. We can steer them. Then we have our locks for the back windows and also for the door locks. Below there we have like a storage department for like bigger bottles or other stuff, and which is like quite funny. In the door we have also a design piece, like this is riffled, and also down below where the speaker is, it's also like a riffled design in the plastic. I mean, a design element without any function, I would say. So on the left side we have our ventilation, and then a little bit above that we have this new design of VW of steering the lights. I like that personally a lot. I saw that also in the Golf 8. It reminds me like on as a panel, a steering panel like from Star Wars or like another science fiction movie from the 80s. Then we have our steering column, typically VW. On the left side we have a lever for the light, and on the right side we have a lever for the wipers. Then in the middle we have our screen. We can see the cruise control with adaptive cruise control, the speed, the range we have, and also the gear we selected, and a little bit like of open doors, like alarms and stuff like that. And on our multifunctional wheel, we can, on the left side, we can steer the cruise control, select the mode of the cruise control, select the distance of the adaptive cruise control. And on the right we have our like multimedia system. We can tune up the volume, we can use the voice control, and then we have also a button which is steering the front screen. We have like one screen, but we can make one side bigger and the other side then smaller, and in the different way around. We can of course click it, but we can also like just swipe with the thumb or like with the finger above it, and then we have force feedback, like a real vibration feedback on that, and also a sound feedback. But of course we can steer everything and set up everything in the big screen in the front. So of course we can adjust the wheel with also the display in the height, and also we can move it a little bit towards us. So that's quite nice. Then we have the start-stop engine button on the side, and what I personally like a lot is the pedals. We have symbols on that, and this is a pause for the brake and a play symbol on the accelerator pedal. So that's like a little piece of design which is a detail, but I like that a lot. From the seats, I mean they are quite simple, but they give you like enough comfort to sit with pleasure in it, but also if you're driving a little bit faster around corners, they hold you in place. Then personally I like that a lot. We have an armrest, not only for the driver, but also a separate one for the passenger. That gives you like a little bit of a feeling like if you're like in a plane or something like that. Then we have a big storage department in the middle here with 2 USB-C ports, and it's not covered, so you cannot close it or whatever. It's just like a very, very open big box. Then we have our 2 mobile phones, I would say, apartment here with induction loading here. A nice feature, they just load automatically. Then we have 2 cup holders in a design of an 8 or like a time glass, sand clock, something like that. Then we have a little net here, and we can put stuff also here. Then we have the ventilation, and then the biggest like multimedia and climate control is the screen. We have just 5 tiny buttons. For the mode, we can choose in the ID3 4 different modes: Eco, Comfort, Sport, and then an individual mode. And then we have the assist, so we can turn and turn off all the assist, then the hazard lights, and then the climate control. And then the parking, we can activate and deactivate that. And then we have the climate control for the driver and the passenger, and then a small field for the volume. And then we have the big screen, I would say the central unit of the whole car. We can steer everything. We have radio, navigation, telephone, the assistance, the vehicle, sound, air conditioning. We can customize everything, and we have this electric car here. I mean, we have a range of 200 something kilometers, and then I mean, if you're in need to recharge, there is like a button of locations. You would think, okay, location means where is my nearest charging station, but unfortunately this function is not yet available. So yeah, too bad. I mean, I have this new electric car, but I cannot really find any station where I can charge it. And the other cool feature I would like to show you is its status. It's showing you actually like reports. There's this cool graphic which is showing you what's going wrong in the car. And actually, I mean, we're in winter, and winter is harsh in Germany, so we are using a lot of the wipers and the fluid is empty, so we have to refill it. And it shows actually not only the message we have to refill the fluid, but it actually is showing you where like the storage department for the fluid is in the car. So I think that's also the future of mechanics, that you have like this display, and the display is showing you exactly where is this part and what you have to replace or repair. Overall, I can tell you a little bit of the energy consumption, and I mean, I drove it now for nearly 1 hour, and the average speed was 31 kilometers per hour, 25 kilometers distance, and the consumption 28.7 kilowatts per hour of 100 kilometers. I would say there are cars which consumes less energy, but overall it's quite a big car, I have to say. You can sit with 4 people very comfy in that, and I think that's okay-ish in my opinion. On other stuff, we have like sun visors with lights, with mirrors. Then we have this glove department here. It's quite big, but we have also not very like special features in that, like pen holder or something like that. Then we have a like nice badge here also on the wheel. It's saying first. I would say it just means the first generation of ID3s. One thing I would like to mention is like this A-pillar. Normally like the window is very, very edgy. It's not round, it's like just a square, put it in the front. The angle is very steep. What the engineers at VW made, the A-pillar is supported with this strut here, and normally the A-pillar would very, very big, so they decided to do a smaller window so you can see through this A-pillar. So I would say let's go to the back seats and check out the back seats of the ID3. The light is very, very bad, so I have to lean a little bit forward, but I have to say, I have the feeling personally you are sitting a little bit higher in the back seats. I don't know why, but I have this feeling. I have enough space for my head, but actually I can see above the driver and the passenger. I don't know, maybe it's just the configuration of the front seats, but I have the feeling the back seats are a little bit higher than the front seats. Overall, I have to say you're sitting very, very comfortable in the back seats, because they have also like this side support here, and you're feeling a little bit safe here. If you drive corners, they are supporting you. We don't have an armrest, what I personally miss. We have like this power windows, but that's really everything. We don't have like a USB-C port, but I mean, if you have a long cable, you can reach to the front and then load them, but we have also no air ventilation, air control for the back passengers. And I mean, it's comfy, like from space, it's comfortable. I can imagine drive longer distances with that, but I mean, without the armrest and any like pleasure, yeah, it will be a little bit boring. But you see from the knees and from the head, it's totally fine. And also the armrest here on the left side, I mean, very, very nice. Talking about driving, I would say let's go for a quick test drive with the VW ID3. So let's go for a test drive in the VW ID3. And to do that, we have to push the pause pedal. Then all the screens are activating, and then we have to flip that like to the front, so we are in the D mode, or we have to flip it back so we are in the reverse mode. But now we're going to the front drive D mode, and we have actually two modes: the normal drive mode and then we letting loose the pause pedal and push the play pedal, so we are now driving. And then we have the B mode, and the B mode is like braking mode, which means the recapitulation of the energy where we are driving. So that means if we are not pressing the pedal, the acceleration, the play pedal, the car brakes automatically. I mean, not really hard, but a little bit. And I think that's very nice for city driving, because if you're going to lights, the brakes automatically are like braking down, and we are getting energy back, which of course is loading the battery, and we gaining power back, and that power means also distance. So we are saving energy and increasing our range. So driving the ID3 is for me a little bit like driving a car on a fanfare. You know, the electric scooters you have with the cable. Oh, grandpa Beetle. Nice, a Beetle. So a lot of generations are like now clashed together. So I think the ID3W wants to be the Beetle of the 21st century. So speaking about electric cars, yeah, with the cable and then the whole wire, I mean, the acceleration is like enormous. Like the torque is like instant there, and you're putting the play button and then boom, you're going straight forward. That's insane. I mean, I did also a POV video on driving that on the German Autobahn, like 160, the top speed. You can check it out. I will link you that in the info box, and you can see without any comments how noisy the car is, how it accelerates from 0 to 100 top speed, and also driving constantly 120, 130 kilometers. What is the energy consumption on that level? So if you're interested, check out the info box and you can see the stats. Also, I mean, from the driving, you have direct response, but you feel it like the car is so high, I would say. So you have like this roll in the body, and you're turning the wheel, the car is moving, and also this whole box is like a little bit shaking to the side. On the other hand, it's a lot about sounds and lights and stuff like that. Everything you do here has also a sound feedback, but also like a light feedback. There is this, I think they call it IQ light bar. If you turn the car on, it's like Kid from the 80s. And I also did a POV video of me driving the ID3 at night. So check it out. It's interesting to see how much the designers of new cars putting in the light design. So we have this ambient light, but also this bar, which is looking very, very futuristic. I mean, we have like Star Wars, we have Kid. So the future from the 80s is now finally 40 years in place. The brakes, I mean, we have these two modes, and I think the brakes are okay-ish. I think there is support from the electric motors. If you hitting the brake really hard, then they will brake also for you. That is showing on this little bar. So what I'm hitting, it's green. Green means for me recharging, and when I'm accelerating, it's blue. So I would say it's consuming energy. A nice feature I like on the ID3 is this comfort mode. I mean, everything is electric here, so, and we are in winter now. The temperature, the outside temperature is below 4 Celsius, and what is the car doing automatically? I mean, we can of course set it up, but the car is like heating your seats a little bit, heating the steering wheel a little bit. So that's a really, really nice feature, I would say. Overall, it's fun to drive an electric car, I have to say, because you have the torque, you can play it around. It makes funny noises, and actually, to be honest, you can, on the lights, you can blow like everything. The acceleration is crazy. You can, I think, the most normal cars and super sports maybe not, but like normal cars, normal sporty cars, you can, from the lights, you can blow them off. But I mean, top speed is 160, and that's it. I would say it's from the car itself, a little bit more would be possible, but I think for safety reasons they limit it to 160. Wind noises, I mean, we have like a quite boxy car, and we hear noises. I mean, we are driving now 80, that's not so much, but I can hear really wind noises here. And we have a lot of assistance. We have like the lane assistant, we have the adaptive cruise control, we have like signs assistance, so a lot of that. So you have like a very, very fundamental car with really basic features, but overall you have everything what you would need, plus additional stuff like for safety reasons. I mean, the materials are maybe not the greatest, but as I said, for weight reduction they did it that way. I think overall the ID3 will be not the next Beetle, but I think it's a slow evolution, not a revolution, evolution towards electric cars, or like cars alternatives to gasoline. I think overall the cars have to be cheaper. I mean, in Germany you're getting like a big bonus from the government to buy such an electric car. I think it's 7,000 euros. So if a new car will be around 20,000 euro, then it will be interesting. I mean, right now I know that, for example, the Fiat 500e or like Renault Twingo electric version, they are around 12,000–13,000 euro. So that is like quite interesting for a small car, which is just for like commuters, like going to work, going back, stuff like that. I think if such a car for 20,000 euro will be like, if you have to reach around 600 kilometers, then that will be interesting. We are driving now 140 kilometers per hour. I have to be honest, it's noisy, it's like windy, but right now it's quite okay. So I would say that's everything from me and from the VW ID3. If you have anything you would like to know, or just some mentions, let me know that in the comment box. And if you liked the video and enjoyed it, give me please a thumbs up and a like. And yeah, consider to subscribe to the channel, and I hope we will see us in the next one. Have fun, stay healthy, and see you next time. Bye.